This is silver and this is gold. Okay, so pure silver and pure gold is actually on the periodic table. They are pure elements. You can't mix them. They don't go with anything. As in, if they want to be pure and you want to sell them as pure, then you sell them as this. So the first one there is silver, Ag, and this is Ag, silver, and this is silver. Okay, your jewelry. So this is beautiful silver jewelry. Okay, there we go. Silver jewelry, and that's what silver is. And gold is even better because gold is right below it, AU. And AU is gold treasure. So gold treasure, and it's in the purest form. It's not mixed with anything. So gold, there's certain strengths of gold, but pure gold is AU. Well done for following so far. And there's zinc. This is zinc. There we go. And it's in batteries. Batteries have zinc in it. Zinc is actually really, really good for your body as well. Magnesium's really good. These are in vitamins. So if you look the back of vitamin things, vitamin tubes and tubs and bottles, you will find a lot of these elements like zinc, magnesium, calcium. There's a lot that's actually in the back of your vitamins, and you can read down them and you can find these elements really easily. Find them on the periodic table, and that's what you need for your body. Except I'm not going to put this in the body, but zinc in its raw form, yes, zinc is in the battery. So there's other things in the battery, but zinc is in it too. Okay, I'm going to show you a fun one, which is over here, aluminium. Okay, which is Al, aluminium. And simply, it's your tin foil in your house. This is aluminium foil in your house. Okay, so go in and get aluminium foil, and this is pure. If you scrumple it up, there we go. I've got a big nugget of aluminium. Simple. Now, I'm going to show you another one. And for this, it's carbon. Now I'm going to point out these three here, carbon, nitrogen and oxygen, are very, very important, okay? We breathe these in. We breathe carbon, nitrogen and oxygen every minute of our lives. We need these. We breathe in, okay? And if you breathe in with me, we're breathing carbon, nitrogen and oxygen in, okay? And these three are the most vital of all the elements, of all 94 elements here. These three are the most vital that we need to stay alive and to breathe every breath. Carbon, nitrogen and oxygen, and you can find them actually together because they're very, very close together. They're made of the same kind of gases, and they're really, really important. So I'm going to show you carbon, and for this I actually had to burn the toast. This is carbon, and it's just a C. And I had to burn the toast because this stuff, the black stuff, is actually carbon. And you can make carbon very easily from burning toast. So this black stuff here is actually pure carbon. And it's normally always black and kind of dusty. And that is carbon. It can come kind of as a gas. It can be like a solid like this. It can be something that you can touch. And carbon's also in the air around us. And it can actually be like rocks, like really solid rocks as well. So you can have carbon, very, very solid, like kind of rocks and bits of material as well. But that is carbon. I had to burn the toast this morning to do that. Now, below carbon is silicone, and silicone is Si. Okay, that's silicone, and basically silicone is this. It is the rubber kind of silicone cupcake molds. So these you might have in your house for making cakes, and this is silicone. basically, kind of like a rubbery material. Very, very good for, you can put it in the oven and everything, and you can put and make your cupcakes. That's silicone. Okay, the easy one to remember down here is SN, and that is simply tin. Okay, so SN is tin. Round your house, find a tin, and that's it. Tin. That is made of tin. There you go. Some are actually made of aluminium as well. There's a lot of aluminium cans around which cannot be recycled, and there is tin, and this is tin. Find a tin, and you've now got tin from the periodic table. Okay, you are doing really well and focusing so well, and I've got your attention so far. Now the next one I'm going to show you is lead. Lead is Pb, and it's on the periodic table here, and this is lead. Okay, simple. The lead from your pencil. This is your lead from your pencil. This is it. That's the lead, and the lead goes all the way through your pencil, and you keep writing with it, and you sharpen your pencil and write that. That's lead. Simple. That's lead. Now do you see all the household materials and everything around you? That is all here in the pure form. Okay, so we're going to go down lead. Nitrogen, again, breathe that in. Nitrogen is kind of in the air. And phosphorus is a really good one because phosphorus is actually known as P in the periodic table, phosphorus. And simply, it is actually the tip of your match. Okay? Now, some matches don't have it, but right at the top, that's phosphorus. And do you know what happens to phosphorus? I'll tell you this. When I light this, it's going to take in oxygen from the air. And that is what it does. Okay? That's what it does. It lights up. And phosphorus burns in oxygen. Okay? If you are with your mummy and your daddy, you can try that. However, you can't light matches on your own. Very, very dangerous, and you get burnt. And don't forget, phosphorus and oxygen burns you, so you have to stay away from it. They are one of the elements that you must be very, very careful with. Okay, so I'm going to show you oxygen. Simply breathe in. Now I've got oxygen. Okay, this is a really funny one. Sulfur. Sulfur is S on the periodic table. S. It's rotten eggs. The smell of rotten eggs is sulfur. It is so strong and a nasty, horrible smell that you don't want to be near it. So this egg has been around the house maybe for about 3 months. It's really going to stink if I open it, and it's going to stink of sulfur. There you go, little egg. Okay, he's not so stinky. He's a nice little egg. All right, okay, so we're going to go to F in the periodic table here, and this is fluorine. And fluorine is fluoride in your toothpaste. So if you have toothpaste in your bathroom, this is it. And it even says on it, if you can read it there, I don't know whether you can read it, but it actually says fluorine, fluoride. It's actually fluoride. So that's your toothpaste. Fluorine, fluoride in your toothpaste. Fairly simple. Now, there's one underneath fluoride, and it's chlorine. And chlorine is actually chlorine in the bleach. I do not use this. I had to borrow this because chlorine, I don't use chlorine in my house. It is really, really toxic. The smell is very, very strong. Chlorine is something that you have to be so careful with. But yet it actually has its uses. Do you go into the swimming pool and smell that really bleachy, strong smell when you're just about to get into the swimming pool? That is actually chlorine, and they put it into the water just a little bit to clean the water, and that is actually chlorine. And there we go, that's chlorine. Cl for chlorine. Okay, there's one more, and that's iodine, or iodine. And iodine is really funny because I've got a big bottle of iodine, and it's actually really brown liquid, and you can see it here. It's really, really brown liquid, and if I get it on my skin, I can wash it off, but it kind of stains everything. So if I get it on my white coat, it'll just stain it for weeks. Iodine or iodine is used in hospitals to keep everything clean. And in hospitals, when they're doing surgery, the doctors wash their hands really, really well, all the way up their arms, into their fingers and their hands with iodine. And that means that they can do the surgery and no bacteria is forming on their hands because of that. Now, kids, your attention span has been absolutely brilliant if you've watched this video all the way through. You now know about 16 elements that I have shown you, and I've even shown you elements that are around your own house that you can find, like burnt toast and batteries, and yeah. Now, all of these do with your mum and dad, because some of them, as I say, they're still chemicals, so you still have to be very, very careful. Have you enjoyed learning about the periodic table? You may not need it in the future, but it's fabulous to know all about chemicals and all about what's in nature. And it is all connected to nature and animals and the world around us. I am so happy that you've learned about the periodic table, and put all wee comments below if you can find some in here around the home. Do tell me. And if you have any questions, very scientific periodic table questions, you can ask me. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed learning about the periodic table. Bye bye.